Crack-a-lack-a, everybody, into the Crazy Tommy C World Cup of Hockey special. Oh, I forgot to put the World Hockey... Screw it. I'm not doing it. I'm not putting the Euro... Fuck it. Waited 14 years for this goddamn tournament.
Canada.
Congratulations, Frenchie Ben. I'm glad they won. You guys went... Well, here's the thing. I can't really put it better than Mr. Barry Melrose, Mr. Mullet Barry Melrose did. They outworked them in every aspect of the game. They did the dirty things better, as Barry Melrose said. And they were offensively more creative than Team USA. And it did seem like, all right, maybe Team USA has a little bit of a fluke against Team Europe. They were not maybe underestimated them a little bit. But one thing I saw in that Team Europe game is that they're flat. And right after the McDonough goal, where a lot of pressure was put on Canada early, they had them on their heels. This looks like it was going to be basically a back and forth game. USA was going to be in their zone and for a while, and Canada was going to be. But as soon as Kerry,
a classic.
It was shaping up that way. Lots of hitting, lots of skill on the NHL ice, on NHL rules with international teams. And when Corey Perry scored that goal, all I saw was the team that went up against Team Europe. It
sucked the life out of them.
They really did. And Canada never quit, and why should they? And I don't believe that the USA is like hopelessly overmatched. They're not. Now, Canada certainly has the best odds-on favorite. You know, they're the odds-on favorite to win the tournament, but they're the odds-on favorite to win every tournament. And they don't win every tournament. So I think those guys that are going back to the locker room now, I don't say that they should be ashamed of themselves. Ashamed. And I think it's going to be interesting because from a political standpoint, John Tortorella, I mean, the media is already ready to pounce on him because of his political stance that we're not supposed to care about. His son's an Army Ranger. When they asked him that, and what if somebody doesn't stand for the anthem? He's like, well, they'll sit in the bench the rest of the game. And that gave, let's face it, I mean, the goddamn hockey media is good 45% of them are social justice jackasses. And they're going to blame Tortorella, whether they know what they're talking about or not. That being said, I never believed that Tortorella was the right man for the job just because of his style when it comes to international play. So I think that might be a legitimate criticism, but that's going to be lost in the hate and the vitriol in just the far left politics that most hockey writers in North America and Canada hold. Frenchie Ben?
Yeah, they went with him, Tortorella. I'm meaning partly because it's an international tournament, but at the same time, it's on the small ice, like in the NHL. So, and if they blame Tortorella, he has parts of blame to take. For example, he's buying himself some trouble because tonight he didn't play Dubinsky and Jack Johnson, which are two Blue Jackets players.
Yeah.
So at the same time, the guy, you might not like his style or his choices, but he's really true to himself.
Yeah, well, he's always going to stick to himself, but I got to be honest with you. I don't care what style John Tortorella had last night. Those guys look flat. Patrick Kane didn't show up. Jonathan Quick never really looked like he was in the game, both games. I would have much rather went with Ben Bishop in the second game, if there's a criticism for John Tortorella. I didn't see the effort. I didn't see the want to be. I saw a bunch of all-stars in a preseason hockey game. Oh, wait, every game means something, and even more under the new system where we have a Team Europe and a under 23 North America. It's that much tighter. I just got the feeling they didn't want to be there.
That's the thing I like about Canada. That's what you said about Melrose. Maybe they're the most talented in the tournament, We can argue that Sweden is really good too.
Sure.
But Canada overworks everybody right now.
Yeah, and that's what it's come down to. And I think that's, if anything, that's what Tortorella, out hitting Canada by a lot, wanted to do. He wanted to outwork them, but, it's just... and they did go out and hit, but they just didn't seem to have any meaning. It didn't seem to have any impact. And, that's always been my problem with John Tortorella to some extent. Like, he's very good. He's a formulaic coach. And to me, the greatest coaches of all time, not that he doesn't deserve this job, because I like John, I do. The greatest coaches, he takes a team and puts them under a system. And I'm sure he loosened up with this particular team. And I think a great coach knows, and knows that every player, doesn't matter what their skill level is in that system. If they're not in that system, they need to go. They're a problem. I don't have a problem with that way of looking at things, but you take the great coaches of all times, like guys like Scotty Bowman, admittingly a guy who had better teams. He could look at the type of players he had and adjust accordingly. Jacques Lemaire was another guy like that with the New Jersey Devils. He could play a trap. When they got better offensive players, he loosened that up a little bit. So John is John no matter what. And I think that's a legitimate criticism. But at the end of the day, those guys didn't want to fucking be there. And he said the other day, if you can't get excited for this hockey game, you don't belong there. And they don't belong there. And it's shameful with the recent history, because in 20 years ago, this year was a great, great day for U.S. hockey. They solidified themselves as being the number 2 hockey country overall. It passed the torch between the rivalry with Canada and the Soviet Union to the rivalry between the United States and Canada. And 20 years later, they have nothing to show for it, not in the Olympics or any other tournament. And they really, God, have they even won a world championship in the last 20? I don't know. 20 years later, after we
96, the
established ourselves. They won in 96? The World Cup. I'm not talking about a world championship. The one that they do during the playoffs, Frenchie. The one that they do over here most of the time. They've done nothing. They've done nothing. All right, 2010 is great. Was it 2002 too? Those are great finals. There's no doubt. And Canada only beat us by a little bit. But at least with those teams, is they were in it till the very end. It's just goddamn shameful. And John Tortorella is going to get all the goddamn blame for this because the press has a different agenda. And it really is, of course, John's got some responsibility. Those guys in the locker room, that's who it is. They didn't want to be there. They didn't show up. They got the result that you get when you don't show up and you don't care. And I don't get the feeling those guys cared, or they're. I don't know. I don't know what Frenchie Ben. What do you think their problem was?
I really don't think that they don't care, but their emotion level wasn't there. That's
not
for
caring
sure.
To me. That's not caring to me. I don't know. That's the thing. Maybe I'm just really disappointed.
No, I'm sure they care. But sometimes in a game, in a team sport, you think everybody's ready, and then you come on the ice and everybody's flat. And sometimes it's kind of bizarre.
It does happen.
Because I watched Tortorella's face during the game, and even his face showed some doubts, and you saw that he was trying to keep his calm, but he was boiling inside.
I'm just mad. Somebody sent me a nasty comment on fucking on
Discord?
YouTube. It made me mad. It has nothing to do with hockey. How dare you?
Do you mean in the chat?
No. I'm so mad. Oh,
Why?
God. I'll tell about it at the end. I'm going to roast this fucking guy. Fuck this scumbag.
Roast!
I'm going to roast this fucking prick and say it. Yeah, I'm going to. Because I'm angry and I'm mad. But I don't know. The lack of emotion tells me one thing. Let's look at some stats real quick. And, I don't want to take anything away from Team Canada either. They played really well. Crosby didn't, I don't think he assisted or anything, but he was really active. Matt Duchene, tremendous game.
Yeah.
Real smart the way he was playing.
Tavares is playing really well. He
Super
made
tough.
such a move against Niskanen on Bergeron's goal.
Yeah, and then what was that one? He just completely outworked Dustin Byfuglien. But let's face it, the story's
Speaking
gonna
of
be,
Byfuglien, at
yeah.
one point he roughed up Sidney Crosby, and even Crosby replied to him. And he's big as Braun Strowman.
Yeah, he is. Now, Crosby looked focused. They looked like they were trying to get under Crosby's skin a little bit. That's one thing I did notice. It just didn't seem to have any kind of impact whatsoever. It didn't have any kind of. It didn't have had no kind of impact. If I sound sad, I'm disappointed. You know, won that in '96, and then we had the 2000 World Cup, and then they just didn't do it for the next 16 years. It's a fucking goddamn shame, is what it is.
But the other cup you talked about, I'm always confused with the Spengler Cup.
What we're doing now is the Canada Cup, the one that we had when we were kids. This is all it is. It's Canada Cup. They just tried to call it the World Cup in '96.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Hey, big shout out to Deb in the chat.
I haven't seen her in
been
forever.
a while.
I worry about some of the old school fans. Like, are they even going to come back? I'm going to roast this guy at the end. It's hardly working out for me. Oh. Man, I lived up to my promise. You know, I might do those commentary videos too. I do. I might do them too for hockey. Why not? What the fuck do I care? I got tons of assholes telling me to fucking quit this shit. There's no reason to quit it. You know, it's cool. And you know what? This supplement, my fucking drama stuff is gonna basically supplement my hockey. I could stay up all night and watch hockey. You know, I can make better podcasts and stuff. Well, fuck off.
Because I think you're too passionate about hockey to.
Oh God, no! I'm not leaving this. I sat in Discord all night and I watched the game with basically the people that came in and out for like 20 people. You know, no.
Oh, you're one of the guy that I know that watches hockey the most.
I miss Debbie. I got the package, for Christ's sakes. I miss you, Debbie. I want to hold you. I want a nice girl like you. Creep. I'm sad. I'm fucking sad. I'm sad. I guess we should talk about Sweden and Finland a little bit, right?
Why not?
Well, I saw teams that looked like they were ready to run and gun, but I felt like in the first period, like in the first 5 minutes, they pulled back and became sort of a Northern European defensive standoff. It wasn't a bad game by any stretch. A bit rough at times. But, Sweden, who I do think there was a better team on paper, and a tremendous performance by Henrik Lundqvist.
Yes.
Edged the Finns out. I think that game could have went either way. And of course, eliminating the Finns after they lost game 2. Interesting enough, Tuukka Rask goal, and Pecorine was removed, which is a move that I think Tortorella should have made with, put Bishop in there or something. A very good game, but I don't know. Did we talk about this yesterday? This tournament feels tighter with the Team Europe on under 23 because like there's no skating through this. I mean, the Americans might have pulled this fucking thing out if there was a Slovakia or a Norway or somebody else in this tournament. Like, you really can't screw up. All these teams. Somebody asked me, like, who do you think is going to win it? Who's the best team? Who's going to win it? Well, you know what? Canada's the odds-on favorite, and I think Frenchie Ben would agree with me. There's no guarantee they're winning this thing. There's no guarantee they're going to cruise. The other teams are too good. The other teams are too damn good.
And you're right about what you're saying. And at the same time, because there's a Team North America, I think it hurts more the U.S. team. Because some of the players that are in there could have played with your team.
No, you're probably right.
Like Matthews, Goudreau,
but you could say the same thing. You have Connor McDavid. You could have Connor McDavid. Say the same thing.
Yeah, but he's one of the few that we would really take with Ekblad.
That's true. Ekblad and him, yeah. Brian Leach, former New York Ranger, I think he was 2-time Norris Trophy winner. He says they hope they get rid of it. They get rid of it next time because it doesn't help build the smaller hockey countries. Nobody in Europe is excited about Team Europe.
No, that's for sure.
In fact, if I noticed they didn't put a European flag on. There's a lot of skepticism about Europe as far as a
Maybe
government over there.
maybe the Slovenians are happy because they
That's
see
true.
Kopitar on a international level.
That's true, but it's going to be like, all right, the U.S. is out. I'm rooting for Team North America, right? But it's if they win, it's not going to be like Team USA won.
Yeah.
I want them to win. It's just not going to be the same. It's going to be weird. And I'm definitely going to. I'm still in the tournament. I still get somebody to root for. I'm still interested. But I'm just disappointed. It's
and
like
people in the crowd, they seem to root for them. If they don't play against Canada or the US, it's the team that people go to.
Yeah. You want to take some
We
calls?
were speaking about the Finns and the Swedes. The Finns, for example, it's not their tournament right now. They have a tough time producing offensively.
Yeah.
But if you check, there's a lot of young players in there that will be really good in 2 and 4 years.
Oh, that's Patrick Lane, and yeah, sure. Oh, the Finns are far from done. I mean, they could have won that game tonight. The Swedes are just a little better. And Hank looked like he was in mid-season form. And I don't think Tuukka played too bad either. I think Tuukka looked pretty good. I did.
The Swedes, they have such a great defensive core.
Sure. It's the best two-way. No, if you want to build a great two-way hockey player, you just move to Sweden, find a hot Swedish chick, tell her she's beautiful.
That's a good idea.
Take her in your hot car back to your apartment, and there you go. You got a little hockey player. Speaking of little hockey players, old Tommy's up right now.
We should write a book about that.
Yeah.
How to make a great hockey player.
Go to Sweden. Two-way hockey player, go to Sweden. Creative hockey player, go to Russia. All-around hockey player, go to Canada. Then leave because the taxes are too high.
That's right.
Jay Davis. I'll take your calls. Let's see. I got no callers on Discord. All right, 718-295-660. What happened to Team USA? Fuck if I know. Real talk. Hey,
real talk.
I'm interested in your opinions. I'm interested because I'm very disappointed. I don't think I've been this sad. I wasn't this sad when the Rangers lost the cup 3 years ago now.
Oh, that's to that extent.
Yeah. It didn't really hit me till I went in the air. And I realized how long I've been waiting for this shit. Because they were when they went up 3-1, I knew it was over. So I was in the Discord chat and I was talking to the folks. Shout out to Discord. Love talking hockey tonight. It was a lot of fun in both games. Shout out to Pure. It's fun watching a game of Pure, watching Finland, Sweden. That's cool. I could sit down and watch games with you guys, And that's fucking
Pure. He knows what he talks about.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When he talks about hockey, of course.
Yeah, it was just fun to sit down and relax instead of having the pressure to call in and perform and do all that. It was just nice to hang out with my friend. It was good. There's somebody fucking trolling me in the chat.
But was he sad about the Finns lost?
Yeah, but not terribly surprised.
Okay.
Tommy NC's trying to call.
Tommy
I was hoping somebody else would call because Tommy's not going to talk about hockey, is he?
Oh, maybe. We don't know.
Call in again.
There's a team in Carolina.
Well, I mean, Tommy NC 2010, I can't take your call during my monologue and my pain. Team USA lost. I can't do that. Cave Dweller. Benjamin. Wheelchair Rugby. What? Clayton Knight. It's unbelievable. All right, so 1-839-5-8. Otherwise, I can get the hell out of here because I'm too sad. I'm sad, I'm gonna roast this fucking guy who gave me constructive, according to somebody in the chat, gave me constructive criticism. I might even fucking clip it. I'm so pissed.
Why do you want to roast him if it's constructive?
It started off. I'll explain the whole thing to you. And watch Tommy. I told Tommy, call. Maybe I'll call Tommy back. Hold on. Let's see. Fuck. Tommy NC 2010. Is it a phone? All right, let's call him. Let's add him to group. We'll turn it into Shot from the Point, Dad. Why not? Tommy NC 2010. I can't call a mobile phone, dude. I don't have any Skype credit. You have to call me back. Damn it. Where's fucking... It's probably the only time I ever wanted to hear from Snooza. Yeah. All right, none of you pricks are going to call me, and it's embarrassing. I'm a big YouTuber now. I say
let's
call,
do a door
call.
giveaway.
I'm a big YouTuber now. Fuck all y'all. I don't need any of you. I don't need hockey. I'm bummed out. It sucked. All right, so this is, you know what? It's like, all right. I clipped the part where I kind of did my rant on grade A under A today, right? And it jumped quick. Oh, here's Tommy now, of course. Oh. And then I lost Frenchie Ben. I don't know why it did that. I don't know why it didn't allow me to add Tommy. I had some kind of problem. You hear me, Frenchie Ben?
Yes.
Yeah. Answering this call will put him on hold. Why would it do that? I have a fucking phone number. Is he like not on my contact list? That's so weird.
Maybe his phone number isn't.
Yeah. I can't add him. I can't add you, Tommy. Sorry, I'd have to hang up on Frenchie. Apologize. Didn't realize it was happening. Forget it. All right. I'm going to roast this guy and get the fucking off the air. He's still...
Let's go.
All right. Here's... Because now he's... Tommy, don't call now. I can't take the call if I wanted to. Where's this guy? Most recent comments. So it's one of the guys in my Discord chat, so this is like constructive. This is from... Oh, fuck it. I'm not going to say his name. Let me go figure it out. I am guessing, Tommy, you started off with big aspirations about making a great hockey podcast and then realized that there was not enough money in it. And in that, you started to get involved with all this drama, bullshit, and criticize more popular YouTubers. Well, first of all, I never, ever, ever thought had any big aspirations. I broadcast or uploaded when I started once a week. It got anywhere from 20 to 40 hits. And I started working for Joe Cronin. It was never anything more than a hobby. I can back that up when Mackenzie, when we were over 1,000 subs, he asked me, "Hey, Tommy, do you think it's going to take off?" And I said, "No." He asked Matt. This is God's honest truth. I said, "No." He said, "Really?" I was like, "No, man. What the fuck is the odds of that shit, man? You have to get struck by lightning." I tell you, we have better chance to get struck by lightning. You know, with something happening good to me. You know. So
you always said that the ceiling was low in a sense because the NHL channel on YouTube, I guess,
the top ones aren't that big, like 30K. It's like nobody, like the NHL itself's only barely under over 100K. I don't think they have 1 million subs, for Christ's sakes. No, I didn't. I was reasonable. We just tried to do the best we could with what we had. And we had some really funny stuff. And we had a really cool audience. We knew all our fans. You know, sometimes people would pop in new. It'd be fun to have them call in. And that was it. This is sad, he says. And I think you should go another route. As if you only have 5K subs after making videos on every literally YouTube popular. On literally every popular YouTuber, you will probably never make it. You should focus on... I already did. You know, you should focus on something else. What, do I quit my job and baited?
Yes.
It was my fucking entire income, you cunt. Yeah, like something else where your talents, and it's just so condescending. And I could. There's two things in here. You have some talents, but not in this genre. I'm sure your talents would best used elsewhere. Right. Okay.
At least he sees that you have some talents.
No, I didn't believe that when he said it. And the next thing he says, here's the thing. More popular YouTubers. You have some talents. All right. Here's the thing. I'm criticizing Grade, so I'm assuming he's your butt buddy. Here's the thing. That's how Grade made it. Criticizing other YouTubers. The podcast is about YouTube news and drama. You know? It's criticism. It's criticism. Look to any sports radio station. What are they doing? They're criticizing the players, the coaches, the organization. It's criticism. No. I don't know why YouTubers feel that they're above it and somehow get to pull the bullying or harassment card, which is just a victim's card at the end of the fucking day. So they come back and say, well, that's constructive criticism. But see, I detected condescension, but I decided, I decided to answer like reasonably politely. I said, I'm sure your talents would be as to elsewhere. Well, you guessed wrong. Keem came to me and it all fell into place. I like talking about dumb shit. And I still get to do hockey. Elsewhere, I go, what the fuck else do you think I could do? I go, this isn't rocket science. It never has been. So, a little forceful, but not like I was criticizing him. Well, here's what he writes that really pisses me off. Well, I would hardly say it fell into place, as it has not really worked out for you. You have any idea how much my beta checks look like? Or going to look like? They're insane. They're like, it's like more money than I've ever made. Unless something happens between now and they're insane. The amount of money is insane for what I do of 45 minutes of work. You'd piss yourself. But I do enjoy your input on the beta podcast, and it's a shame there's not been more of those. I hope Clown is up. I believe those will benefit your YouTube career far more than bandwagon criticism of videos. Well, I find it funny that you call my bandwagon criticism when just about every point iDubbbz brought up, with the possible exception of No Chin, we brought up prior to this. And even some other stuff, like his phony fucking background story. So that really wasn't bandwagon. I was fucking ahead of the game. I noticed that a few times. Like, I'd say something in here and it just kind of rises up to YouTube because I don't have the reach. That's bullshit. I say it's a compliment, not an insult. You're probably hopeful it is. I make more money than you. That's what I'm just going to... Dude, I make more money than you. That's what I'm going to write back.
On YouTube? YouTube,
I make more money
sure.
than you. I'm a pro. I do this professionally. I make more money than you. How did I fail? Than you. Doing YouTube. How did I fail? Hardly a failure. Fuck off. A failure.
No, because your channel is still growing every week right now.
Well, here's the thing. If I was doing commentary and came and embraced me, like the stuff that's popular now, there's no doubt I'd be well over 10K right now. But I don't. And how much would everybody run and said I was a big fucking sellout? Everybody would have said that, Frenchie Ben. Because I was just lapping on to everything else. I kept my format. I kept the podcast format. I like it. I think I'm pretty good at it. I'm not going to write that.
Yeah, essentially you do two or three things. You do a podcast, you do a hockey show, and you're gaming a bit.
Yeah. Gaming makes the least. I don't know. And I'm doing a lot of this shit out of like if I only criticize big YouTubers and stuff like that, you know, I mean, I suppose I could make more, but that's not all I'm doing. What are you talking about?
The way I see it, it's just that you were doing your thing, and I knew in advance. Anyways, I knew that you were going with Shot from the Point Dead, and it just appeared to happen at the same time as the Keemstar, Tommy NC, and whole shebang. So it blended together, and it grew from there, and it was a good move.
I suppose. Got lucky. Fuck off.
Yeah, you created your luck at the same time.
I tell you something else too, right? The money I made, like, was it 2 weeks ago? It was like, it's a check. It was like a legit check, you know, if you combine, like, last month. If you combine Patreon and donations, it's a check. You know, like, I couldn't live off the YouTube alone, there's no doubt about it. But this month, it's going to be more. And if you combine the Patreon donation, it's a check. It's enough. A little better than it's like a part-time job. You know? That's the money I'm making now. And
it took bad. What, 4 years?
Yeah,
3
it took
years?
a while. But I didn't do it thinking I was going to make a living from it. I just got ridiculously lucky. You know? And who knows? Beta could fucking Clown's gone. Who the fuck knows where he is? Well, Team USA lost and Clown's gone. For Christ's sakes. But and even if it all falls flat in its fucking face, I'm still better off than I was. I've still finished ahead. You know? I don't see how this is a failure. I think I'm just talking to a fucking, I don't know, what do you call it? Passive aggressive prick that doesn't have the balls to say, "Don't criticize my hero." That's what I'm talking to. How did it not fall in place for me? You have any idea how many kids I talk to, and I talk to a lot of kids now, that would love to be in my position and can't understand why a 40-year-old guy got this ridiculously lucky? I'm blessed, if there's such a thing.
Yeah, some people are jealous because they would like to have a position like that.
I'd like to have 7,000 subs when I had 1,000 subs. You bet your ass. Frenchie Ben. You bet your ass. I would. Well, I don't get it. I don't get it.
But sometimes I have these kind of thoughts. I can watch a channel or some content and say to myself, what the F is going on? What is that? And it doesn't interest me. But because I'm for free speech and for free choice, if the person wants to do that and some people wants to look at it, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't have a problem, but I don't think they're honest with their criticism. I don't think it's about me. It's not about what I'm doing. My talent. What the fuck else could I do? I'm not that talented. The only thing I'm mildly good at is being me. And that hasn't been a winning card my whole life. Yeah.
There was some bumps, let's say.
Yeah. A lot of dumb shit. You did a lot of dumb shit too. Both of us. We were almost born around the same fucking time, and we grew up watching the same hockey, and we did dumb shit. You know? Me and you also did something extremely dumb at the age of 20.
Yeah.
We won't talk about. Yeah, it's just whatever. Well, and yeah, I pictured being in a rock band when I was a kid I thought I was going to be center field for the New York Yankees. You know, I don't know. I don't know how this is a bad thing. I think this is just somebody who you can't call Tommy. I can't add you for some godforsaken reason.
Speaking of Tommy and C, ambition is never bad, so.
Yeah.
Unless you want to step over people to get to the point.
I don't want to hurt people on the way up. I want to hurt the motherfuckers that are asking for it. But I don't actively. I'm a counterattacker. You know me. I don't attack. I'm a counterattacker.
But some people don't even know the whole story because I saw people in the chat that don't know that you fought with Keemstar on a live stream.
Yeah, some of them don't. Some of them don't. They don't know the whole story. I have a lot of people ask me, how the fuck did this happen? Who the fuck are you? I'm like, I got to fight with Keemstar, and Clown and Keenum approached me, and they said, do this thing. What a dream come true. Most people are really happy for me. Even people that disagree with me working with Keenum have been nothing but nice. Most people have been tremendous. There's been, one or two YouTubers that kind of turned their back on me that I thought were my friends, but were at least acquaintances. But they're gone now. I don't have to worry about them. Whatever.
No, your story is just another story about when you do what passionates you. You can succeed, and you don't see it as work. So
no, it's not. This beats the fuck out of getting up at 5 a.m, which it is now, and doing something that's difficult or straining, or you have to work really hard and you have this shitty little check at the end of the month. It sucks. I got lucky. There's no doubt about it. But it doesn't happen all right, it doesn't happen without Tommy and making friends with Tommy and C. It doesn't happen unless I have Frenchie Ben here coming on once in a while, or goddamn Matt Kazar, which is it's such a fucking goddamn shame. Why can't I add any of these fucking calls? Because now I got somebody calling me and I can't add that one either. I wonder if my bill was paid. My Skype bill. Better have been. I know. No wonder nobody's calling me. It's ridiculous.
It's not gonna get paid magically, though. You have to do something.
Yeah. Well, the money's in there. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Sorry, 7181. That's probably Tommy too. I don't know what the fuck's wrong. I can't add anybody. Maybe they got rid of that whole fucking option. I don't know. But Yeah, it doesn't happen on Mackenzie. It doesn't happen without you. It doesn't happen without Jake being there every week. It doesn't happen it doesn't happen without Matt or for Jeff just being loyal as hell. Kenny helped out a lot with with our issues with Cronin and stuff like that. It doesn't happen without Joe Cronin.
That's right.
Doesn't happen. I mean, even go back farther. Chris Chajevich. There's a whole bunch of happenstance that led to this, and
Jesse J.
I'm pretty fucking proud of it. And I hope I can get to the point where I can, feed my own face. I want to feed some other people. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth.
Close.
You know what my real dream is? Is fucking get rich so I can give Dave a living, because Dave can't work. He physically can't work. That's my fucking goal. Get 100,000, get him in a position where he can constantly have a stream of income doing podcasts. That's my fucking goal.
He's another example of somebody who just does what he wants to do. He's passionate about it, and he goes fully at it.
I hope there's like a wrestling Keemstar to help him out, or somebody that realizes what talent, like how talented he is, and how he can just sit down and talk about anything and sound intelligent, and he never says or duh or anything like that. I hope there's somebody out there. I hope there's something like that. And he has had a little luck. He got Dustin Starr on there, and he keeps driving. For people that think I'm a sellout and just doing this for money and all that stuff, I was doing it when I wasn't making any money. Dave's not making hardly any money to speak of, a little bit. But he keeps doing it, and for some reason, Baited fell apart. It fell apart. I don't understand why I wouldn't keep doing this shit I was doing. It's fun. It's fun to do it. Meeting new people. You said to me yesterday, well, he goes, we have new fans now. They don't know the whole story. Well, that's a good thing, It's a good thing.
It's a new crowd, and
new crowd.
That's true. It's part of the deal.
New callers,
what we do, or the community around the shows.
Yeah.
We make friends, and there's great people in here.
There is. Debbie's great. I miss her. It's good to see her again. Too bad Team USA lost. But what can you do, buddy? What can you do? We had a good pod. Dave made some money on the podcast me and you did. You know that?
Yeah, you told me that.
You did real great. I'm so proud of that.
Let's do MMA, guys.
So it hardly fell into place. You should see all this. I got thousands of dollars of equipment in front of me. New shit, motherfucker. A ridiculous check and more money than I ever made when I was even working as a tech at AT&T. It all fell into place, every bit. And if I got to fucking point out some fucking phony with 1 million subs that you like to get that cash, well, guess what? I earned it. Because I said something that people wanted to hear. Nobody's caught me in a fucking balls out lie. And that's on fucking these guys. I'm just calling the plays, brother. I'm just telling you what happened. I'm Chris Chelios and Brett Hull and fucking between periods. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to keep doing it, motherfuckers.
And there's also the case that, in fact, everything that happened around the community evolves around Keemstar and Leafy and what he did
it's true.
With his vid on Tommy and C 2010. So you're not necessarily milking a cow that doesn't belong to you, in a sense.
If I was milking a cow, I would have done a video on Leafy instead of Rice Gum yesterday. I didn't do it. Because it seemed boring. I've never been pandering to fucking anybody. I'm doing hockey. I'm pandering to everybody right now. I'm doing it because I like it.
Canada won tonight. Woo!
Now you made me really upset. You made me sad. I want to laugh. I'm here to laugh. Tommy NC. Chasm. Chavo. Billy Ricky, who's a funny guy. I like him. Just call in sometime, Billy.
Yep.
Old school Matt is an old school player. And Debbie. It's good to see everybody. Bauer, CBM Hockey. I hope you hockey fans stick with me. I'm sorry I couldn't take any calls tonight. Skype's acting spooky. Hope that doesn't happen tomorrow. And I'll see you guys all real soon. You know what I'm saying? Frenchy Ben, thank you for everything you've done for this channel.
It's a pleasure, and I enjoy it. But tonight, Tommy, get out of my crease.
You got it. you go fuck yourself.